Welcome everyone. This is the July call for LinkedIn sales, social selling, using LinkedIn, Google Plus, and other social media outlets. We are recording the call, so everyone that's not able to make it, we get the recording. We'll probably be around 30 minutes. We usually try to keep these to at least 30 minutes. Sometimes we go over, and we will do questions at the end. But if you've got a question that's really pertinent to what we can actually, I might just actually stop and answer that question right then. So if you've got a pertinent, relevant question, feel free to ask it. You guys see the chat box? You know where that is on your screen?
I don't see it.
There should be like a little window on your screen, kind of bottom right-hand corner, where it says type message. You guys see that?
I'm not seeing it.
Okay. Is that Jeffrey?
Yeah.
Okay. You can just ask towards the end, or we'll pause a few different times and you can just ask. So.
Okay.
All right, well, let's jump in. I've got, you guys can see my screen, right?
Right.
Okay, perfect. So here's what we're going to cover. This is how do I start the sales process using LinkedIn. There's really three things that we want to cover in an overview, and then we're going to drill down deep on the third thing, which is the implementation. So let's start. I mean, the basic question that I get asked a lot is, how do I start the sales process using LinkedIn? A lot of people may be on LinkedIn and not actively using LinkedIn to connect with their audience, to build a sales funnel, build a community, and all those kinds of things. They just sit there and accept invitations all day. And that doesn't help you. So we're going to talk about how do you start the sales process using LinkedIn. So first things first is you have to talk about the strategy. So let's spend just a minute talking about the strategy. If you're going to be attracting people to you, you've got to be seen as the educator. You've got to be seen as the resource. You've got to understand that people want to come to you if you're providing help. If you're just providing, a website, and go to my website and buy my stuff, no one's going to want to. No one's going to want to do business with you if you're not a resource. So just understand that the main thing is being a resource, and I'll show you. I mean, here's our website. You've probably been to it before. We provide all sorts of different blogs and articles and things like that around content that people actually want to know about. So if you're currently blogging, then kudos for you. If you're not currently blogging, then make sure that's something that you begin to implement today or right away. And again, we're just talking about the strategy right now, not implementation. The strategy is you need to be the resource. You need to have information, education, things like that are helpful for your audience. Anyone have any questions on that? Does that make sense? Does that sound counterintuitive to anybody? I'll take that as a no. And that's an important key strategy, so I want to make sure that you guys get that and understand that. So. Second thing, once you determine that you're going to be the educator, the second thing is how much time are you going to commit to? Is this something that you're going to do an hour a day? Is this something that you're going to do 30 minutes a day? How much time can you commit to? And that's going to be an individual answer. If you've got a team that's helping you do this, that'll be a little bit less relevant because the team is doing the work. But if it's just you, determine how much time you can dedicate. All right, so let's talk about implementation. Begin with the education, information to be a resource. And by the way, you'll get a copy of this document as well that we're showing you here. So, but feel free to take notes on what we're talking about as well. So again, so begin with the education, be a resource. So let me show you. All right, let's see. We're going to use this gentleman by the name of Steve Pierce as an example. The internet seems to be really slow. I apologize for that. So this is Steve Pearson's website. I just want to show you an example of Pearson's strategy. We're going to go to his blog. And if you, there's a couple ways to have your own blog. You can actually have a blog inside of your website, like I just showed you, or like as in this example right here. The other example would be to do like a WordPress. And if you're not familiar with blogging or things like that, basically WordPress is just a blog platform. Blogger is another blog platform. But you'll want to have a place that you can point people to easily. So your blog on WordPress or your blog inside your website, that's where you want to direct people to. So I'm going to walk you through an example, and we're going to use this particular blog as an example. And I forget that sometimes when we're doing a GoToMeeting, it slows down my internet. So that'll just be something I have to deal with, so bear with us. All right, so there's a couple of examples here of blogs that he's got. We're going to talk about this one in particular. I'm picking this one. So again, this is how you begin the sales process. You're the educator. You're the one who provides the information. So it starts with the education. It starts with the blog. So this particular blog is, I don't know if you've heard of Abraham Maslow. If you took Psychology 101, he's basically creating content around people that are interested in innovation and strategy. So that's his audience. That's the audience he's trying to reach, this particular company. So the blog is around Elon Musk. If you're familiar with Elon Musk, he's the creator of Tesla, co-creator of PayPal, and very much an innovator. So this is a great example of a blog. So I'm not going to take any time to read the blog, but basically that's what the blog is about. It's to attract people that are interested in innovation and attract people that are interested in strategy and things like that. And Elon Musk is a relevant topic. So let me take a quick side direction here. When you're writing your blog, you want to make sure that it's around content that your audience wants to know about. So going back to the strategy, who is your audience, number one, but what do they want to know? What do they need to know? You know, if I'm buying tires and from you, what do I need to know about tires? What do I not need to know? So you need to be educating me on things that help me make a better buying decision. I'm going to pull this over to LinkedIn here. And I apologize, there's going to be a little bit of a delay on the internet speed here. We'll just blame my GoToMeeting. So anyways, you know, let's say, well, let's just go back to tires, because that would be something, you know, fairly basic. What can you turn your blog into that's a very short conversation starter for me? Maybe it's 5 things you need to know before buying your next set of tires. Don't make this mistake, you know, conversations. So inside of LinkedIn, there are groups. Inside of Google+, they're called communities. So, but inside of LinkedIn, they're called groups. And you'll want to join yourself to groups that are full of your audience. So this is what we've done here in this example. And just so you know, LinkedIn lets you join 50 different groups. That's kind of the maximum number of groups that you can join. Maybe one day we'll see if they actually lift that limit. Once you've determined who your audience is, you want to find out what groups they're joined to. So the groups that we have joined this particular account to are strategy-related groups, innovation-related groups. The IEEE is actually a group that's a target audience for this particular client. So what we've done is we actually turned the discussion, or we turned the blog into a discussion. Let's see. It's, what do you think of Tesla's Elon Musk releasing their patents to the world? So basically, we took his blog and turned it into a conversation. Keep it short. Keep it simple. Make the title interesting. And that's basically all the information you need to know about posting into groups. Make it relevant. Don't be salesy, but just make it a conversation starter. Is this making sense so far? I just want to pause real quick and see if anyone has any questions.
You're doing good.
I've got a message here from Barbara. How often should I post to groups? You should post to groups either as often as you blog. The number that we like and we stick to is around 3 times a month. So 2 to 3 times a month, maybe no more than 4 times a month you want to post to groups. So what happens when you do is you'll get people that will comment on your discussion, people that will like your discussion. And as soon as I can scroll down here in a moment, I'll show you. You can actually see right there that there's 3 comments. There we go. So you've got, this is engagement. This is huge for a salesperson. You have taken your information, turned it into a blog, posted on your website, so now Google can find it too, by the way. And now people will engage with you around your topic of conversation inside of a group that's your target audience. And these people that are reaching out and saying, you know, here's my comment, here's my comment, here's my comment. These are people that are interested in your topic of conversation. So this is the beginning of the beginning, if you will, as we're going down and determining what to do. You've actually gotten people to raise their hand around your subject matter. And this is huge for you. So we're talking about LinkedIn right now, but you can actually do a very similar strategy inside of Facebook. If that's where your target audience is, you can actually do a similar strategy around this on Google+. So here's what we recommend. This is kind of a next step. Once you've posted, I'm going to back up. Once you've created your blog, once you've turned it into a discussion, once you've posted into different groups, people will respond and will engage with you and interact. So I'm just going to click on this one gentleman in particular. What you want to do here is invite them to connect with you. So once someone has raised their hand basically and said, you know, I'm commenting on your discussion, this is someone who, you know, could be potentially a good prospect for you. I don't know, maybe a good partner for you, but it's certainly someone who's come out of the woodwork to engage with you. So all you really have to do is you click on their link. You can go to their profile and send them an invitation to connect. So let me spend a minute talking just about that. And we might actually do that in this particular situation with the internet. We'll catch up with us. When you send an invitation to connect with someone that's reached out to you, you definitely don't want to send them the template message. And if you're familiar with LinkedIn, you know that if you go to send somebody an invite to connect, it's going to be the template message. Always change that up. Make it something unique or different. Usually what we'll do in a situation like this is we'll say something to the effect of, you know, thank you for your comments on our discussion. I'd like to connect with you on LinkedIn. And especially if it's a good potential prospect for you. Now, I'm going to try to do it here. And I think probably every one of you knows how to connect with someone on LinkedIn. But we'll try to do it live here if the internet will cooperate. So again, this is someone who's commented, and actually someone can like your discussion as well. And LinkedIn lets you know when someone likes your discussion. It's kind of like Facebook. On Facebook, you can like something. Same thing on LinkedIn, you can like a discussion. If someone likes the discussion, we do something similar. We say, you know, thank you for liking our discussion post. Please connect with us, or please connect with me on LinkedIn. So, yeah, we'll see if the internet allows me to get there soon enough before I move past this topic. It may not. Otherwise, but once you send an invitation to connect, that's one next step. Beyond that, you want to take the conversation offline. You want to send them a unique message. let them connect with you first. And some people will respond right away. Some people might take a week. I've had people take 30 days to respond to my invitation connection, but that's rare. Most people will connect with you in a reasonable amount of time. But what you want to do is you want to take that conversation to the next level. You've basically gotten them, from first base, and now you want to move them to second base. And actually, well, I want to go ahead and do this here. So when you're sending an invitation to connect with someone that's commented or liked your discussions, one of the easiest ways is, LinkedIn gives you a variety of different ways to connect with them. We just use groups. Groups is that common denominator that you've got with them, and you'd want to use the group that they have made. So let me go ahead and just type that in. It may not want me to. All right, I'm going to skip that part, but you know what I'm talking about. Someone on our team will actually do this later for this client. Once you've sent them an invitation to connect, then you'd want to, again, like I was saying, move that conversation offline. So let me go, I'm going to go back here in just a moment. So let's talk about taking that conversation offline. Now just think for a moment, you got someone to reach out to you based on your discussion, based on your topic, based on your blog, based on whatever the information was. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're a prospect, but it means that they raise their hand and they're interested in what the heck you're talking about. So if I've then accepted your connection request to connect with you, you've really moved me 2 steps forward. So now you want to bring me home and actually do something like ask me to do a meeting with you, maybe if you're local, ask me to join your email list. You could ask to do like a 15-minute meet and greet conversation with me over the phone if they're out of state or out of country. You could ask me if I wanted to, download a white paper of yours. You could ask me to do any number of things, and that's critical for you. You want to take me that next extra mile. I read your blog. I commented on your discussion. I accepted your invitation to connect, so now bring me home, if you want to do the baseball analogy. Let's see. I want to refer here before I skip anything. Begin with education. Turn it into a conversation. Post it to your target audience. And I'm getting another private message here from Jim. I'll answer that in just a second. Respond as people interact with your posts, move the conversation forward, and then follow up. So before I talk about follow-up, let me answer the question. Jim asked, what do I blog about? Actually, that's a really good question. What do you blog about? If I'm your prospect, if I'm on LinkedIn and I'm possibly interested in what the heck it is that you're offering, your product, your service, whatever it is, what do you blog about? So let's say that I'm the prospect. What would I be interested in? What is something that would alleviate my fears of buying your product or service? What is something that would answer some questions for me in relation to your product or service? What are my hesitations about buying your product or service? Those are great things to write about. What's a common pain that your prospects have about buying your product or service? Any kind of things like that is something good to write about. And going back to this example, Elon Musk is a very interesting topic. If you're in the area of innovation, which is what this client's target is, everyone knows who Elon Musk is. The founder of Tesla, the founder of PayPal. So that's going to be a very interesting topic for me. Plus, it was relevant. as another side topic, and I'm going to try not to get off on too many side topics, but write about what's happening right now. The World Cup is happening right now. See if you can tie in your subject matter content to the World Cup. Going along with another sports analogy, we got the All-Star game coming up next week. Can you tie in your content around the All-Star game or being the best at your industry, or something like that? What else is relevant right now? Summertime is relevant right now. Something that's hot, something that's maybe taking a break. So, strategy is key. Some people will call that content marketing strategy, and that's what we call it too, is, what is your content marketing strategy? All right, so let me bring it back home. And let me pause. Are there any other initial questions from you guys live? Yes, no, maybe so? That means I'm doing a good job, I guess. So the last part is follow-up. When you've got someone that has accepted your invitation request on LinkedIn, and again, LinkedIn will send you a notification when that happens, now is your opportunity to follow up with them. So as I mentioned a moment ago, let's just pretend that's me. I'm your prospect. Send me a message through LinkedIn to move me to a phone conversation. If we're in the same city, ask to maybe do, a coffee meeting with me. I should probably join your email list. And by the way, if you're listening to this call and you don't have an email list, start building an email list. People pay attention to email, and people pay attention to your messages on LinkedIn, probably even more importantly. But if you've got an email list, this is someone who has opted into that. So ask me to be added to your email list. And one of the trainings that we're going to do probably the next couple of months is about building an email list and about building a community. And that was going to be a really good one. How to have your own community of people that are your prospects. So watch out for that one as well. So that's key, and I'm trying to keep it really simple. And again, this is how to start the process. We could actually do a whole nother call on the follow through and all of that. So let me just do a recap here, and I want to go kind of skim off the top on everything that I've talked about here. How do you start the process, sales process using LinkedIn? You got to have a strategy, and the best strategy that we have seen to date is being the resource, be the educator, be the expert, be the guy or the gal who has the answers. And even if you don't think you know very much about your subject matter, you probably know more about it than I do, and that's an expert in most people's opinion. You got to know a little bit more than the masses, but if it's what you do, you're going to know a lot about it. Second thing is determine what time you're going to commit to. Are you going to commit 30 minutes a day? Are you going to commit 5 hours a week? How much time are you going to commit to moving people through the sales process on LinkedIn? Third thing is implementation. Just do it. Stop thinking about it and just do it. So let me skim off the top here. Number one, begin with the education, information, be a resource. Create your content, put it on your blog, put it on your website, keep it professional. And by the way, we'll do a whole other webinar live training call on blogs. Because I could talk an hour just on how to do a blog correctly. I see so many ways to not do it. But a couple of really quick points. Add bullet points, number things, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Add a photo. There's a few quick tips that make a big difference. Once it's on your blog, turn it into a conversation. Why would I want to read your blog? Do I care to read your blog? Is it something that's interesting to me? So turn it into a conversation. Keep it short. Engage me, and then post that to those LinkedIn groups that you've just joined yourself to. And make sure that you're joining yourself to groups on LinkedIn that I'm in, if I'm your prospect. Like Jeffrey, I know you're on the call, and You do ink and toner systems and refills and cartridges and all of that. So, lawyers are going to be part of your target audience. People that are going green or green initiatives is part of your target audience. The decision makers in the office is your target audience. So office admin people, executive assistants, people like that. So there's groups for all that. And I happen to know that you're in a lot of those groups. So be in those groups is the point. Number 3 is, well, maybe that was the same. Post it to your target audience. Know who it is, post it to those groups and communities. 4, respond as people interact with your posts, and people will, if it's good stuff. People will like it, people will comment. So your response needs to be inviting them to connect with you. One thing I didn't talk about was add to the thread of conversation. So if you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people that are commenting on your discussions, jump in there yourself and respond. Otherwise, it just looks like an abandoned discussion that you posted. And we've had people that, they have 2,000 comments on a post. It's ridiculous sometimes. So that's number 4. Do you want to add me to your email list? Do you want to do a phone call? Do you want to have an email exchange? Do you want to meet for coffee? Do you want to hand me over to your sales team and let the sales team follow up with me if you're a bigger company? What do you want to do with me? So that goes back to strategy as well. I have tried to be as thorough in these 30 minutes as possible without overloading you, but I'm trying to keep it short. So let me know what questions you got right now, or you can type it in, and we can go through any other additional questions that you have. Any thoughts, comments, questions? Was this helpful for you guys?
It's educational.
Good. Well, I'll end the call here shortly, but this worked. This is the strategy that we didn't just throw together 10 minutes before a webinar. This is what literally works, and we've been in LinkedIn since, I think I joined in 2006, so this is something we've been working in since 2007, really. So this works, and it's been working since 2007. Gosh, that was 7 years ago. That's great. All right. Well, thank you guys for attending. I will make sure that you get a copy of the recording, and I'll make sure that you get a copy of this document as well. And this is something that you can listen to on your own time to go through these 6 steps yourself to start your sales process using LinkedIn. So thank you guys and gals. Thank you for the questions that were messaged, and we will look forward to next week. And then today is the day, it's Wednesday. Wednesdays, by the way, is usually the day that you get your weekly sales tip. I don't think that's gone out yet. I think that's going to go out a little bit later on this afternoon, so you should see that shortly. So have an awesome Wednesday, and we'll talk with you soon.